That's been the elusive one, right? We've been here. This is our fourth time here in 4 years. Eluded us in the first three, so incredible to be able to get back to the game, but then to get over the hump and get that trophy. I'm just it's an incredible accomplishment given how the season started, a lot of what we were kind of dealing with COVID and so much uncertainty around that, so many different things that took place. And then to be able to win, what is it, 7 in a row? Is it 7 in a row?
It's 8 now.
8. So to go 8 in a row or 8 unbeaten, just shows what these guys are about.
Coach, we spoke about Yannick the other night. Again tonight, he comes up big. And would you also comment on the save that he made that VAR got involved in and reaffirmed that it was a save?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously I had no angle to evaluate whether that ball went over the line, and I'm happy it didn't. Incredible save. It had so much pace on it. The ball that was hit at him, it changed directions, knuckled, and he kind of got his hands on it, bobbled it a little bit, and then luckily just he kept with it and was able to keep it out. There were a couple moments like that where we had some emergency defending, but those moments we came up big. Yannick came up big. Other players were there in key moments where maybe they got in for a moment and they had a little advantage, and we were able to get a foot in, and that's important in a final, especially as when you're up one and maybe you're under a little bit of pressure. We intervened, so both Yannick and the back line and other players made big plays in big moments.
Scott, you guys suffered so much heartbreak in this tournament the last 3 years.
Yeah.
To SMU. What does it mean to you, and especially to the guys who've been through those trials and tribulations with you, to not just break through against the Mustangs in the semi, but to break through tonight?
Yeah, I think we're learning always, right? Like how to win games and how to play in big games. And I think we're growing as a team, and I think that was a huge moment, the game against SMU. SMU had put us out of the tournament in the final. SMU had ended our season last year. They're a top team. We have so much respect for them. For us to get by them, for us to advance, was really important. I think that brought us to a point today where we started with a lot of confidence, and clearly to be able to now win the regular season championship, and now to be able to add that playoff championship, it's incredible. I think what it says about our group is incredible. That our players have incredible character to play 2 games within 48 hours and to put in the effort that they did when they're gasping for air, like just the will of this group and these guys in those big moments was the difference.
You mentioned it, to win that regular season and the tournament in the same year. Coach Sahadak did that in 2013 with her team here in the American. She helped you kind of bring you in here. She says, she was the one that recommended you. What does it mean to bring that championship here to men's soccer, to do both the regular season and the tournament title in the same year, and do it at a place at UCF with the great history of soccer with women's and men's soccer?
Yeah, I mean, for one, it's this league is so tough. There are so many good teams in this league. To be able to win the regular season and the playoff championship is so difficult. And for us to be able to do that is a massive accomplishment. And I think when it comes to the women's program, we are so connected to them. I think we have such a similar philosophy in terms of how we want to try to play. Our teams are really connected, so we're happy that we're adding to a legacy of soccer here, men's and women's. And ultimately that's what we wanted to do when we were brought here is to keep up with them was the first thing. Like how can we get our program and keep up with them and the rest of UCF sports, right? To really elevate what we were doing to the level of all these other teams, women's soccer, volleyball, the football team, men's and women's basketball, baseball. There's so much success across all sports. I mean, tennises are now in the top 10. Softball is a top 20 team, and they just had another massive win, I think, against Florida. Like you just look at what's happening here across all sports, and it's awesome to be a part of it. We are excited to contribute to it, and we hope that now that our season continues, maybe we can go further. Maybe we can do more.
Your team takes the early lead, quite a goal by Luka, MVP. Are you sure he's a freshman?
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. Just his the thing everyone has to remember is we didn't play soccer for like 15 months, and so it took a group of these guys, Luka included, Anderson, just took them a little bit to get going, and then those guys had never played with the other players that were here, so then they had to learn how our team works, and they're being coached by new coaches. So there's this short period that you get to adapt, and then by the way, we've got to win soccer games because they all count now, right? So just it's incredible to see those guys just really contribute now. And I don't think of them as freshmen or rookies or whatever you want to label them, because once you've played for a month and a half a season, whatever it is, you're not a rookie anymore. You've played in enough games, you've trained enough. They're such good players. They're so committed to UCF soccer. His performance has been fantastic, along with the other freshmen who have come in and made big contributions, but that they're not really freshmen anymore, are they?
We talked about this in the preseason, Coach, and I'm interested to know what your perspective was on it. This is with this season having, being so unusual, but you're playing only one game a week. And then for the first time this year, you guys have to play, like you mentioned, 2 games in 48 hours. And it was particularly grueling with the extra time against SMU, and the fact that you guys were both teams are going a million miles an hour the other night. What was the plan tonight? Because it looked like you guys kind of pulled the throttle back. And how was grueling was this weekend for you and your staff, and especially the players?
Yeah, so kind of two things there. It's impossible to be able to physically produce the level of effort required 48 hours after one match, especially a high level match, to then turn around and produce the same level or anything close to it 48 hours later. So that's a huge challenge. So for us, we knew we were going to have to play more players, right? Involve more players in this game, and some guys stepped up and played really, really well. And they've done so in training, right? They've won our trust in training. Some of the guys that came on, and now they had to play in a big game. So, that was tremendous from them. But it's really, really tough, and it's a testament to how much they wanted it. Because by the time you get to that second half, there's some things tactically that you can do or do better, but really, are you willing to work when everything and your body is telling you to stop? And our guys were able to do that, and we did have to absorb a lot of pressure from Tulsa. I mean, credit to Tulsa, they had a good game plan, and they forced us back into a defensive shape for a good period of that second half, but we defended well, and ultimately we got the result, which is what matters when you're playing in finals.
Just talk about your staff, your coaching, your fellow staff. This
Oh,
was
yeah.
a fascinating year with so many challenges. You mentioned the long layoff. You're not playing in the fall. You're playing in the spring. The schedule is cut in half to conference only. You barely get an exhibition in. You got some players you're implementing. You're replacing a player who's one of the greats in the history of the program, who's playing in the MLS right now. And you start out 1-3. It didn't look good. You had players leave during the season, injuries, and here you are, turned it around. I know you've believed back then, but do you? Looking back now, what you just pulled off here as a staff. Just talk about your staff and what they've meant to you and how you all were able to pull this off.
I think that. Thank you for asking that question, because I can't say enough about the assistant coaches, our director of operations, our training room staff, our trainer. So Paul Souders and Jamie Davies are the full-time assistant coaches. The amount of work that goes on behind the scenes, meeting with individual players, showing them video, cutting the video, clipping the video, conversations around their performance, conversations around the team becoming more connected, helping them to understand their own performance, helping them to understand what does this loss mean, right? And how should we react to it? Like they're tireless in their devotion to these guys and the student athletes, and they are working hours and hours and hours. And they're, Jamie's got a new baby, Paul's got 2 young girls, that like they are sacrificing so much time with their families to make sure that this group of players has what they need. And Tessa, our trainer, exactly the same. To get that what she has done in the last 48 hours to get players ready and onto that field to be able to play in a final after what some of them were dealing with is incredible. And she's done it all year long, and never complains, not even for a moment. None of these guys, they're excited to do it because they're so committed, not just to the winning, but to like elevating these guys and giving them every chance to be great. Our director of operations he's running around like crazy to make sure these guys are fed, that they have everything they need, waters, Gatorade, providing everything so that they can recover, right? To make sure we're organized. Chris Konopka, the goalkeeper coach, who is working with Yannick, that he is driving unbelievable distance every single day to help Yannick get better. And you see the job he's done to help Yannick continue to improve. And, it's just, it is amazing what that group, that staff has done and what they're about. They're just so devoted to this group, and they believe that this group can just get better and better and better. And we always believe that if we work the way that we want to work, and the players will work the right way as well, which they did. They bought into that process. 1-3, man, there's some people who are questioning, and we got that group together. That got that, and this is how we're going to work. And we're going to get better. And you see the end result of all of that work is now here we are able to enjoy this unbelievable moment.
Your team has more soccer ahead of it. What, though, is the legacy of these seniors?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty incredible, isn't it? When you look at the trophies, of course, are big, right? That's how you're going to measure. The outside world is going to measure us based on our wins and losses and the trophy haul. Okay, and it's really good. But when you look within the program, we are measuring ourselves on different things as well. And it's, what is the culture of this group? What does it mean to be a UCF soccer player? And what are the standards of that group? And how connected are we, and do we believe in each other? And so the outside world's going to see one thing, and then the inside world is about the culture of this program and where this program started, and now where it is, and then where when they leave. I think this will be the greatest testament is when they leave, that these players that remain, they take that and continue to try to elevate the program. I think that's the greatest testament to any group is that what has happened before you continues after you move on to the next step.
You got more soccer ahead. You'll find out Monday. What's it going to be like? What are you going to be looking for? It's a unique format this year, obviously with the reduced, teams in the field, being in Cary, North Carolina, one location. I've said this league is one of the best in the country. It had 3 bids 2 years ago. I think it should get 2 bids this year. I think the 2 teams on the field tonight should be in the tournament. Your thoughts on what to look for on Monday?
Yeah, the only thing I really know, because I generally look only about 6 inches in front of my nose. I don't know how they're going to pick this. The only thing I know is 36 teams, okay, from 48, so 75% field. I don't know the format. I know there's going to be a selection show Monday at noon, and that we're all going to North Carolina. I would agree with you that this league is strong enough where 2 teams should go, and you had the number 1, number 2 seed in the final, right? So two teams, but at the same time, there's 0 metrics that are objective that you can use to determine who goes, right? RPI, just throw it out the window. No one's played across conferences where that statistic works. So I have no idea. The committee has got a really difficult job to do. I have no idea how they're going to do it. But there's no objective metric to do it. I'm happy. We knew we had to take care of our business to guarantee we were going. So we're fortunate that has happened, that we get to continue our season.
What does your team need to do to make a deep run in this tournament?
Well, I think recover, right? To recover, to take a little break. For the first time all year, I gave them the day after the game off. I think that cheer for that moment was as loud as when we won. So I think they do need a break because they have worked so hard for so long. And I think if they come back, I think they're going to come back unbelievably confident. And when you win championships, it has this impact on your play and the confidence of your play. So I think we'll get back to training. We'll get people that are carrying little injuries healed and ready to go and be more at like their top level. And then we'll continue the process that we followed the entire time, which is we'll know who the 2 teams are that we could potentially meet if we get a bye. If we don't get a bye, we'll know the team we're going to meet. We'll prepare for that team, but most importantly, we'll focus on ourselves, and we just want to keep getting better. We'll look at these games that happened this weekend. We'll say, okay, what went right? What did not go according to plan? And then we'll just try to get better. And luckily we have some time. I think we have enough time to do all those things.
I'll end with this, Coach. How cold was that ice bath?
I'm willing to have that cold ice bath every single year if possible. It was freezing cold. It was freezing cold. And I was a little bit concerned for all the electronics that happened to be all around me at the time. But yeah, I'm happy to have that ice bath anytime we have this opportunity to win a championship. So I definitely appreciate it.